I just want to quickly say something about this notion that the emergence of social media and the fact that many people are now going to social media, relying on the social media for information needs satisfaction, that trend was going to wipe away the relevance of newspapers. I'm just using newspapers, not just mass media generally, so that they won't say, hey, of course, television and radio are still relevant. No, I'm talking about newspapers. There was this fear that the emergence of social media and the fact that many people are now going to Facebook, Instagram, they go to YouTube. The people don't even come to YouTube the way they go to Facebook, TikTok, and others. That people were not going to patronize newspapers again. But what is happening today? The mass media, the traditional mass media, I mean the newspapers, the magazines, the radio and television, they are still relevant today. Now I'm talking about newspapers because that was the category that had the greatest fear of extinction when this social media notion came about. But look at what's happening today. When you learn something from the social media, when you see something on Facebook, there's this, maybe there's news break on TikTok or Instagram, and you don't confirm from the newspapers, you don't confirm from those traditional newspapers, those traditional mass media, the ones that have this heavy trust that they can make, the possibility of making mistake is close to zero. You see, if you don't confirm from them, you can't still rely on what you see on social media. Look at what is happening these days. There will be news break on social media. After a while, the person that they alleged said whatever will deny that they didn't say that. Or they will say there is kidnapping somewhere, and after a while, the Nigerian police or Nigerian military or any authority will come out and say that what you watched was an old video. You see what many people do? They see something on social media. Of course, a lot might decide to take it, but many, when they see it on social media, they will go and check, browse, and they check the major newspapers to see whether any of them carried that story. If they don't see it there, they will be doubting what they saw on social media. So you see, the social media frenzy has actually made the traditional mass media more important. Their relevance in the society is coming out the more. So anybody teaching you that the social media will one day wipe away the newspapers, magazines, radio, TV, traditional news media, that is not true. Even when you check the evolution of the mass media, when newspapers came out and then magazine came out and then radio came out and they said radio would take over newspapers, that newspapers were not going to be relevant again. It didn't happen. Television came out, same thing. Now we kept moving via the digital world, and anyone that comes out, there will be that fear that the other one will go into extinction. But it never happens. So I don't know why the one of social media, people felt that at some point, especially newspapers, yes, there has been a drop in the number of newspapers that are purchased across the world. It's not just in the African clime, no, across the world. But look at what they did. The newspapers moved their strength to the digital platform. They are all online. So you find them still waxing strong online. There is no way newspapers are going to ever go into extinction or they will cease being relevant. Like I said, you see something, serious story. I'm not talking about domestic stories or people trying to flaunt their wealth online. No, I'm not talking about such private lifestyle exhibition on social media. I'm talking about serious news. When they say there is health challenge somewhere, maybe a pandemic somewhere, or there is mass abduction somewhere. If you don't check the credible mass media, if you don't check them, you can't rely on that report you saw on social media. So you see that even the traditional mass media give credence to what you see on social media. The only thing is that the mass media, especially newspapers, I'm talking about newspapers, radio, television. You see what they do. Sometimes you find their reporters going to social media to pick up lead. They pick up storyline to go and investigate and then report. So what I'm trying to say is that you only rely on reports you saw in the credible mass media. That is when you say that whatever you saw on social media is real. If you go to social media platforms, they will say that, for instance, a personality like maybe Two Face or the video, or they will write something that they said, and you go to comment section and you see people saying, "Are you sure that Davido is aware he said this?" What they're trying to use that expression to let you to tell you is that social media, yes, it's great and it's becoming a very popular source of information needs satisfaction, but it can't take the credibility of the mass media away. It cannot. You need to confirm things from the mass media before you can say, hey, what I saw on social media is something I can hold on to and premise serious decisions on. That's just the fact.